what's up, improvers? Justin Winstead, the improver coach here. Hope you're doing wonderful today. And I've got a really good word for you. This is going to be encouraging, and for some of you, it's going to be enlightening, and it's going to help you to be better, whether you're a leader or whether you're on a team with other people. Regardless of what it is you're doing, this is going to be super helpful to you today, because a lot of us tend to approach our relationships, especially in the professional circles, with what are my advantages, and we tend to think in terms of our strengths. It's just natural to view things and to view people that way. And so if we are in sales, or if we are trying to bring a product or service to market, or try to lead an organization or push an initiative forward, many times the way we like to influence people is we like to come across as smart and strong. And so we tend to think if the people view us as someone who's intelligent, as someone who knows a lot about that particular subject matter, as someone who is just generally smart, and then if they also view us as someone who is strong and not beholden to their emotions or to fear, and they're able to just push things forward, and they just always get things done, and they muscle through it no matter what, we admire those people. If we admire smart and strong people, then the way that we get people to admire us is that we become smart and strong. And so that's the way we try to position ourselves many times without even knowing it. We try to put ourselves into conversations in such a way that we're seen as a smart and strong person in the room. And obviously, you don't want to come across the opposite of that, right? Nobody wants to come across as dumb or ignorant or ill-informed, and no one wants to come across as meek or weak and timid, because you think, well, nobody wants to follow that. Nobody wants to buy in to that. And so it's pretty obvious that smart and strong is the better way to go, and being uninformed or ill-informed and being weak and timid, that's not the way to go. So I totally get that. But let me tell you something about people and the way that we make decisions, and this includes purchase decisions. It's not always about being smart and strong and us feeling that that person is that way. It's also about being around people that we feel safe around, people that make us comfortable, that we feel like we can trust, that we feel like have our best interest in mind. Those people are the people that we really are willing to purchase from and give our money to, our time, our attention, our focus to. We're willing to invest in them, because if they make us feel safe, if they create an environment that's trusting, that goes a long way for us to be able to make decisions and take risk, and it eliminates fear. You've all heard the phrase that people really don't care how much that you know until they know how much you care. And this is true, because they need to feel like that they're in good hands. I think that the Allstate commercials with the "you're in good hands" is a really great one, because you're talking about people and they're entrusting their assets and they want peace of mind. So they're giving thousands of dollars of insurance premium to this company because they feel like they're going to be in good hands if they believe that message. And so let me ask you this: when you position yourself or your business into the marketplace, if you're a parent, the way that you parent, for you guys who are married, how do you treat your spouse? Are you consistently putting yourself in a place where you're using your intelligence, you're using your logic, you're using all your brain power, and then you're showing how resolute you are and how much of I've got this cat's got the rhino on it. You got that rhino success attitude where you're going to charge forward, right? Those things can be helpful, and they are, especially if it's authentic. You can also create a safe space while being smart and strong. So that's the ideal scenario, is to be smart, strong, and also safe. But at the end of the day, if people feel safe with you, even if you don't know all the answers or they sense a little weakness in there, they can overlook that as long as they're aware of what it is. In fact, for many of you, and actually I'm saying you, this is for me too, vulnerability is an untapped resource for us. Being truly authentic and open with people and sharing our weaknesses, our fears and trepidations, knowing that we aren't perfect and we don't have it all together, being open and honest with people creates a space where they can be open and honest with us. And that's what we mean when we say be safe. Create a safe place for people to be able to confide in you and feel like they can be their authentic selves. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the way that you interact with your customers or with your team. Is it always from a position of you being the smartest person, you being the know-it-all, you being the one who has all the answers, you're the source, you're the hero of the story? Is that the way that you communicate and lead always? Are you also positioning yourself where you've always got the leverage, where you only put yourself in situations where you know you can win because you know you've got the advantages? Is that the way that you approach life and business, where you're seen as the smartest and you're seen as the strongest, where you're never caught without having the answer and you're never caught without being able to work your way out of the situation? If so, I'm telling you, you're missing out on some things in your life. In fact, your improvement, here at the Improver Group, we're all about being better today than we were yesterday. You are going to stall in your growth as long as that desire to be the smartest and strongest is at the top. On the other hand, if you're willing to put yourself in positions where you can say things like, I really don't know. That's a great question, but I don't have the right answer for you, or I'm not the right fit for this. Are you able to acknowledge those things? Are you able to answer someone's question with a question because you're as genuinely interested and curious in their situation and in them as they are in you? Are you willing to engage in that and not feel like, well, I've got it figured out and they're seeking me out, so I can't, I've got to give them all the answers, right? Like, is that the way you're doing it? Create that space, that comfortable, authentic environment. I do think in the past, there was this moment, or not really a moment, but really a phase or a season of our society where we looked at people in business, in the marketplace, and if they had the right business name, logo, especially if it was a registered trademark or something, they've got the right credentials, they've got the right location, they've got the right image, that all of that stuff spoke to us as customers and consumers as being someone who is trustworthy and reputable, and it's someone that I'm willing to invest in. So it was really them positioning themselves in a polished, professional manner that caused people to be attracted to them. And certainly that is still the case in many places at many times. But I'm going to tell you on a personal level, again, with the people that you're face to face with the customers that you're on the phone with and you're serving and you're emailing, what they want more than that professional, polished touch, not saying they don't want that at all, but what they want more is they want somebody who's going to be real with them. Somebody's willing to own their mistakes. Somebody's willing to confess. Somebody's willing to say, hey, I know you want this tomorrow, but I can't deliver on it. And I would rather tell you now that I can't deliver than to overpromise and underdeliver. So I'm just going to be really honest with you. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for people to say, hey, you know what? Our brand is not the right fit for you. Our service doesn't match your need. Our prescription doesn't solve your problem. Even if it does help out with the symptom, it's not getting at the root of the issue. People desire authenticity more now than ever. I'm convinced that many of the people that we look at that become stars in our culture and that become influencers, we look at them and we admire them, not necessarily because of what they do or even their product or their art or whatever it is. It's really them as an individual. We're attracted to these people who are just being themselves. A lot of you know that I'm originally from Louisiana, and not far from my hometown is where the birthplace of the Duck Dynasty was, and the Duck Commander, and they swept the nation. And I'm thinking, is it really that many people in America that just love duck hunting? And the answer is no. There are a lot of people, there are millions, but there was a lot of people who were tuning into that, who were watching that and listening and following the story, not because they cared about duck hunting, but because they loved individuals like Phil Robertson who are willing to stand up for their values and who are willing to be themselves, and who, regardless of the occasion, they're wearing camo and they don't shave, and they're just saying, hey, this is who, I am. And we admire that and we desire that. So as much as we admire smart, strong people, we really admire real, authentic, genuine people. So that's the challenge. Reflect on yourself, reflect on your life, reflect on the way that you're positioning your business. And are you trying to act like you're the best and the cleanest and the this and the that all just as you're the smartest and strongest? Or are you operating in a sense and branding yourself in a way that's like, hey, we're real people and here's where we can really help your situation? If you can do that, then you're going to be better. You're going to be an improver. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.